Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to the second week of remote learning. We're going to review RAP today. R stands for restate. Use the words from the question to start the answer. So that means whatever words that are in the question, you're going to use it to begin your answer. If it says, why do you like the color blue? You're going to start off with, I like the color blue because. A stands for answer. Answer the question in your own words. So you do the restate and the answer because they go together. And this part is you just giving an answer, but you're using your words from it. You're not copying anything. You're using your words, whatever you think the answer is. And then the really hard one is P, prove. Prove is copying two sentences from the story that support the answer you wrote and explain why you picked that. So that means you copy two examples from the story that made you think of that answer. What made you think that? How did you get your answer? What happened in the story that made you think, oh, I know what it is? Those are the two sentences that you have to copy. Not one, you have to copy two. And then you have to say, why did you copy those? What was the reason for it? So we're going to do an example now on the back. The question is, what do you think Jimmy's surprise is? Use two details to support your answer. So this was a question that you guys already did, and I just want to review all the parts of the answer because I noticed we had a little bit of trouble with it. So this is the restate. I think Jimmy's news is. So I got this restate from the question. Jimmy's surprise is. So you can change the surprise to news, or you could have also wrote Jimmy's surprise right here too. Either one is fine. So the restate comes from using some of the words from here. Not all the words, just some of them. Now my answer. My answer over here is in green. It's in green right here. I said, I think Jimmy's news is he is moving. What now? I gave a restate, I gave an answer. So now, what made me think of that answer? That's what we have to talk about. What happened in the story that made me think, oh, he must be moving? What was the actions that Jimmy did that made me think, oh, he must be moving? I know this because on page 19, because remember, we have to give our source. We have to say where we found our information. Said, I gotta get started on these boxes. I put it in quotes. I gotta get started on these boxes. And this shows, remember, when we're explaining, we say things like this shows or this proves. This shows he is packing. Because if he's saying, I got to get started on these boxes, what is he doing with them? He's packing things up. And if you're packing things up, that's a clue that you're moving. So when you think of P, think of two sentences that are clues. Also, on page 20, remember, site, it said, he got a loft in Soho, which shows him moving to Soho. So there, it might have been a little bit hard because we didn't know what a loft was, or maybe we didn't know what Soho was. But that was another example of him saying that he got a new place. So when we talk about RAP, we're talking about restating, answering, and proving. When you prove, which is the hardest part, you're finding two clues that's going to prove your answer true. All right, so we're going to keep doing RAP But I'm going to start reading the story, and then you'll have 2 questions attached. So, we are on page 26, which means we're on chapter 3, Who's Mixed Up? The minute Jimmy and his father moved out of our building, Henry started painting their apartment and fixing up their old kitchen. Lucky for the new people, he did, because Frank Fargo never cleaned out the refrigerator. He kept everything until it turned green with molds. That's gross. And so smelly you nearly fell over when you opened the door. The new people have a kid Fudge's age. We met in the lobby the afternoon before school started. I'm Melissa Beth Miller, and I'm in a mixed-up group, she announced. She had kid tattoos plastered up and down her arms. I'm in a mixed-up group too, Fudge told her. It's not mixed-up group, Mom said. It's mixed group. What does that mean, I wondered. And how come this is the first I'm hearing about it? That's a relief, Melissa's mother said. We're new here, and when we got to Melissa's school assignment, I was very concerned. By then, Tootsie had fallen asleep in her stroller. She was barefooted, and Turtle started licking her toes. I don't know what it is about toes, but all of a sudden, he's an addict. It's like he can't help himself. Baby toes, old people toes, clean toes, disgusting toes. As soon as he sees a set of toes, he's at it. Sniffing, nibbling, licking. I'm hoping he'll forget about toes once it's winter and nobody's walking around in sandals. The second I let go of his leash to fish our mail out of the box, Turtle took off. By the time I looked up, he was across the lobby sniffing Olivia Ottmer's big toe. It was the only one sticking out of her open-toed shoe. Mrs. Osterman spent a lot of time in the lobby, sitting on the leather sofa, watching people come and go. She lived in our building longer than anyone more than 60 years. She's close to 90 now. When she was younger, she was a Broadway star. Grandma saw her performing. She still dresses up every day wearing big hats and lots of jewelry. Everyone in the building knows her and stops to talk. She hands out little boxes of raisins to the kids as if every day were Halloween. She carries dog biscuits too, so all the dogs in the building are her friends. The only problem is she doesn't get why I named my dog Turtle. I've explained a million times that I had a tiny pet turtle when my brother was 3. He swallowed him. So when I got a dog, I named him after my turtle. It makes perfect sense to everyone but Mrs. Osterman. A turtle is a turtle, she says. A dog is a dog. Would you name your cat Monkey or your monkey Kangaroo? I never know how to answer that question. I was so busy thinking about Miss Osterman, I didn't notice Mom, who was chasing half a dozen apples that had tumbled out of her grocery bag. Sometimes Mom tells me I'm just like Dad, and that I don't notice what's going on right under my nose. By then, Fudge and Melissa were racing around the lobby, laughing and screaming. Fudge, Mom called. You know you're not supposed to run in the lobby. Melissa, Mrs. Miller called. Come over here, please. Mom laughed. Welcome to our building, she said to Mrs. Miller. It's not always this chaotic. Right, I thought. Sometimes it's worse. All right, guys, so we spoke about rap. Just one more reminder. Restate, answer, prove. You're going to have 2 questions attached about rap, and you're going to read 2 more pages of this story on your own. So, best of luck. Have a great day.